Hey, this is Dave. Hey, wow. Many more changes going on. It's incredible with the LDS faith. You just have to really look at what's going on. And boy, I'm hearing from so many people saying, Dave, we really miss you. Why don't you do videos? And I told them that certainly I was going to take, a leave of absence for a period of time during Lent. And I've come to realize that when I made that decision, I really didn't think about it very well. And please forgive me if you think that what I'm doing right now is what I shouldn't be doing. I don't want to be so much involved in legalism because, I know Christ loves me and I know that I am supposed to be obedient. However, I made that quick assessment, not really thinking through it. But, I also know that my ministry is a pretty big ministry, and I certainly want to continue. And this is a big, very, very big topic that we're going to discuss today, especially with the Mormon church. I am not going to call it by the name that they claim they want us, people who are not Mormon, to say, because I don't believe it's the Church of Jesus Christ. I don't believe that anyway. So I have a good friend who said, I can't ever use that name. I'll call it the Mormon Church, and that's what it's going to be with me. So I will continue to call it the Mormon Church. So the Mormon Church, boy, I haven't been on for over a month, and I got to tell you, so many things have happened since the time they have. They've been doing things since I've been on, as you know, with Rome and that craziness that was going on. I am grateful for Jesse. Jesse did a good job on that. I'm thankful for that, that I was able to talk to her. And so hats off to you, Jesse. Appreciate all what you do. You're doing great. And I wanted to really discuss basically some of the real things that are going on. You heard it. You know what's going on. The first presidency, if you will, announced new policy changes regarding the LGBTQ members and their children. And let me read it for you guys. On April 4th, the first presidency announced that effective immediately, children of parents who identify themselves as lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender may be baptized if the custodial parents give permission for the baptism. In addition, a non-member parent or parents, including LGBT parents, can request that their baby be blessed by a worthy Melchizedek priesthood holder. So now they changed that because you know that I've done 2 videos on the effects of this incredible policy, this horrendous policy that they did. It was about 3.5 years ago. As a matter of fact, I am going to cut this right now and show you when that occurred. And this is what some of the people have said, and they believe that it was revelation. And I interview them on the streets next to Temple Square. Here it is right now. Take a look. In front of me, I have an LDS individual. I assume, Steve, your name is Stevenson, but yeah. I assume that you're active?
Yes.
Okay. So what is your view concerning the new policy changes that you just heard this past week?
It's kind of different when you're on the spot, but I feel that it's from God.
So now you'll see that they really believed, right? They believed that it was revelation. So this is what we're really looking at right now. Is it revelation, or is it really just man-made? I got to tell you, I also did another video that talked about the amount of suicides that came from this policy change. Now, there are so many people who really couldn't deal with this, who were gay and Mormon, and they were like, no one loves me. I don't have any real support. Who am I? I'm in this sort of church that ultimately frowns upon everything. They're calling me apostates now. They're calling my parents apostates, in essence, that I can't get baptized. I mean, it really caused a lot of problem. And I remember saying before that, I said, do you think that there will be suicides from this policy change? And this gay couple said yes, they believe that there would be. You had, let's say hypothetically, one of the leaders
of the LDS Church, Thomas S. Monson here. Is there something that you would absolutely say to him and make sure that he understands what you feel?
Absolutely. I would walk up to him, I would look him in the eye, I would tell him how much I love Josh, I would tell him I have no disdain for him, but I would let him know that these policies and what they do, for whatever reason, affect people.
They're damaging. They really are, and that they shouldn't bring children into an adult fight, per se, you know. They have nothing to do with it, they can't affect it, and it's just really unnecessary.
Do you worry about this type of policy change? Do you think that there are going to be more division going on with the gays and LDS people and the possibility of more suicides?
Absolutely, and that's already happening. I already have people who have reached out to us on Facebook and elsewhere, especially younger LDS people in the closet who are scared to death as it is, and now it's not just the young people, but it's also LDS people who are young who want to support them, who are not gay. This creates a divide with everyone. It creates divides between families, and that's not love. That's not what Christ would do. If Christ were here, he would take every gay by the hand and every straight by the hand, and he would love them, and he would serve them. So I would ask President Monson, where is the Christ-like actions? Why are you dressing in suits and writing policies and sending them in secret handbooks rather than standing in front of the world or in quiet, ministering to children, loving these families, and bringing them into the fold in a Christ-like loving manner? Where is the witness that you have anything to do with God and Christ? And all I have to say is not in words, but in actions.
And it's just crazy to see in 3.5 years that they absolutely, had a new revelation, continual revelation that God wasn't really seeing the full picture of all the people who died. And he wasn't able to see that because, in essence, what is the God of Mormonism? It's more of a exalted man. It was a boy who lived on another planet and who became exalted. He was a created God, not an uncreated God. And I've talked about that many, many, many times. But the reality, what causes me heartburn and pain and seeing what's going on is the amount of Mormons who thinks that, oh, well, it's okay, God needs to change, and here we are. I just got a text today from a Mormon down in Arizona, and I'm hearing it from other Mormons as well, that they're saying, well, what, God's trying to sift the hearers and the people who are going to be apostates leaving the church to the ones who are really righteous, because he's testing everybody right now. He's testing. There's a lot of people who are leaving, and so those are really will never the ones who are really with us. And so they have it in their mind, and I believe they get really manipulated by this idea because they don't think, and it's really odd. They don't look at these leaders who said this was the will of God, right? The will of God, as you can see right now. This was back in 2015, 16, that actually Russell M. Nelson said it was a will of God, like a revelation from God. And now he's saying that God changed his mind, I got new revelation, and now this is it. To me, it's just absolutely crazy that people do not say, well, he made a mistake then? They're trying to justify themselves. Well, maybe the parents didn't really teach the kids well. Maybe it's the parents' fault that these people are dying, rather looking at the organization and saying it was their fault. And I think that what they should do at conferences is do a huge apology and say, you know what? Man up and say, we were wrong. We were wrong what we did. And please forgive us for the bloodshed that came from this decision. And now we have made a mistake, but we got together and we realized what we did. It should have never been done. And now we are going to come out in the open and apologize and ask for forgiveness. That's the real right thing one should do, shouldn't they? Right? There were people that were killed by this decision. And people are taking it lightly. They were killed. They committed suicide because of this, right? Come on, let's think about what's going on here, folks. Let's think really what's going on. And now the reality is, like they say in this article, it says that while we consider, you know, the LGBTQ, you know, marriages, we don't look at them as apostates if they're Mormon any longer. So they're not apostates. So they take that word out. They're not apostates. Now they could, you know, if they are married and their kid wants to get baptized, they can now. Before 3.5 years ago, they couldn't. They put so much pain on these people. So much pain and heartache going on. And so, you know, honestly, guys, this is all BS. It's BS. I don't even see how people can literally believe that this is a revelatory church, that it's run by God, by Jesus Christ. It just shows me that Jesus Christ doesn't know what he's doing. He's there one day, making a mistake, thought it was a good thing, and the next 3 years later, they got to reverse it. They looked at it. Well, you know why they reversed it? Let's face it. Because a lot of people left, right? A lot of people left from this. And they realized what? That now they're building temples and temples and temples, and they're trying to show their good face to all these beautiful temples, and people are becoming stargazed with these temples. And what's happening with this? Well, people are becoming more interested. They think that all these people who basically now got so hurt and so pained by this decision, this policy, approximately 3.5 years ago, are all going to come back again and say, oh, great, I'm so happy. Be real. I mean, really be real. I mean, people see the con that's going on. You cannot substantiate that you guys are revelatory and keep making these mistakes, because it's not good. It's not good. No one trusts it. You know, there's no credibility anymore. You lost credibility. And that's the problem. When you lose credibility, I don't even know how people who are Mormons can justify and look at this as a credible, supposedly a credible revelatory church. Guys, I just don't get it. I mean, there are so many people who are outside and who've been through this, who are now former Mormons, who look at this and go, I am so glad I'm out. I mean, this is a crazy organization. And you see these gullible people who just like, feed me, feed me, feed me. I mean, really? Really? I mean, gosh, guys, I feel like, you know, what's that movie with Cher? That Moonstruck? Snap out of it.
Snap out of it.
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. But I wanted to put this out because it's offensive. What's going on? And you know what? What's happening now is, what's going to happen now with the new conference? I mean, people are talking about maybe they'll put a new revelation with coffee is okay. Why is it okay? Well, because 1/3 of Mormons I've seen that they're drinking coffee. I mean, let's be real, guys. I mean, we're in 2019 right now, right? 2019. And do you know when I used to live up in Fruit Heights, coffee places all over, Bountiful coffee places, Centerville coffee places. I mean, this is the center of Mormonism. And there's tons of coffee places that have been successful. Well, there's tons of Mormons there. So who is actually, you know, being the customers? They're Mormons. Let's face it. They're Mormons. And so they drink coffee. So you know what's an interesting thing? Because they drink coffee, right? Because they drink coffee, they go to what? Their bishops and they say, hey, you know what? I'm drinking coffee. But the bishops are like, okay, what am I going to do with this? So I think actually, because of all these temples that they're building, all these temples, they have to fill them. And that is the money-making part of their organization. If they have people going to the temple, they're making the tithes and they're making the money, and it's a great business, and they see a business opportunity to make money. So that's where they're getting their capital, guys. And I got to tell you right now that I see that change happening. I really do. Because, you know, I was at my chiropractor and I talked to an LDS girl yesterday, and she's LDS from Idaho. And her view is like, I talked to her a little bit about things. And I says, yeah, I saw you at the coffee place with me. He says, yeah, I drink coffee. I says, you're LDS? Yeah, I'm LDS. I says, you know, I don't have a problem with that, drinking coffee. coffee. I don't think it's bad, because you know what's really bad is soda and energy drinks and all these other horrendous things for your body. Coffee is healthy for your body. Wine is healthy for your body in moderation. So it shouldn't be. I mean, guys, let's look at it this way. If it was so bad, wouldn't it have been on a life exam when you're trying to get life insurance, right? That's not a question. Do you drink coffee? Not a question at all. They ask you about diabetes and stuff like that, or alcohol. Yes, it does ask you how much you drink and so forth, but not coffee. So you'd think these billion-dollar companies, these billion-dollar, life insurance companies, if they thought it was really unhealthy, they would ask that question, right? So why the heck is this a worthy, question in getting into the temple? So I think because people are leaving, you're going to see a great deal more of these 15 executives in the LDS church getting together and saying, yeah, we got to make some decisions. Maybe it's not right. In actuality, Joseph Smith never made it a commandment. It was never a commandment, only a word of wisdom. And so Brigham Young created a commandment with the vote of the church, said it's a commandment, which is really odd. And when you really talk about that too, I've done videos on that as well. So anyway, my position is this: you're going to see more and more and more changes because they need to fill these temples, and they need to get more people involved in their faith, and they need to get clearly a number of these millennials coming back. I don't see how, but I see a lot more of these devout Mormons who are seeing these changes. Hopefully their mind is going to be open, and they're going to be able to see the truth and say, this is manipulation, and this is all about propaganda, and it's all about branding. And I've got to tell you straight out, the LDS Church, Mormon Church, is doing a huge job in branding and propaganda right now. I see it everywhere when I'm seeing the things that are going on with their LDS living. They're trying to pitch, oh my gosh, you see the American Idol winner is a Mormon. Oh my gosh, this sports figure is a Mormon. Every single thing, if a Mormon is like a star in some ways, they promote the heck of it. But you know what's so funny? I don't see that like with the Roman Catholic, church, like doing that. They're a lot more humble. But boy, the Mormon church really wants to promote themselves every day. If it's a positive, good thing, watch out. We are so great, and you can be great, act like us, right? You can be as good as us. Guys, I see this happening over and over and over again. If you are LDS and you are watching this video right now, I'm just saying be careful, get an open mind, see the truth of what's happening, question more and more of what's happening, because I got to tell you, they are absolutely doing what they can do to try to manipulate you and believing that what they say is truth. If it was truth, was it really truth, or was it just like, oh, it was good just for a couple of years, now it's changed and now we're trying to improve on it? So what I'm seeing right now, big issues happen. They're running scared, and they're trying to figure out how to look for the future and have a viable international church for MTC. Training centers closed recently too as well. They're going to be changing a number of the, what did I hear about the missionary time? You might have that coming out tomorrow or Sunday, that missionaries now who go out, who are younger men, are going to come back maybe 18 months, 20 months, or maybe the girls are going to be changed. Coffee could be another change. They're just changing so much, guys. It's like, I don't know about you. It's like, this is why Mitt Romney didn't get elected, the flip-flopping going on, all these changes happening. God is like a God of confusion. He's a God of change every single second. Come on. He's not that. It should be consistent. Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. That's why I love the Orthodox faith. So if there's anybody interested in wanting a consistent, traditional, faithful, not changing with the modernization of times or becoming really secular, take a look at Eastern Orthodoxy. I think you'll be really impressed with it. It changed my life. And God, thank you so much. I love you, Jesus. He's everything to me. Love the Word of God. Love praying to Him. I am not perfect. I'm a schmuck in so many ways, but I'm just so thankful for the knowledge I have. In Jesus' name, I say this. Amen, guys.